This is Ron Don of Channel 00 News, and we're here today to discuss the Hittites, Phoenicians, and the Israelites.
And I'm Donnie Pfeiffer, and here's some key information. The time frame for the Israelites was 1200 BC to 100 BC, and for the Hittites, the 1600 BC, and for the Phoenicians, 1500 to 300
The
BC.
Phoenician civilization was located along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. The Israelites were located in the eastern Mediterranean, and the Hittites were located in north-central Anatolia.
Some important people to these civilizations were Moses, who led the Israelites out of Egypt, King David, who ruled from 1010 BC to 970 BC, and King Solomon, the son of David, who expanded the government and encouraged change. They've accomplished things such as the horse-drawn war chariot, which held up to 3 men, became expert sailors, invented glass blowing, and created one of the first alphabets.
These civilizations declined for many reasons. The Phoenicians were taken over by the Persians in 332 BC. The Hittites experienced a large drought which caused mass crop failure, killing most of them. And the Israelites were destroyed by the Assyrians in 722. Civilizations had some great cities. The Israelites wandered in the desert until they returned to Canaan. And then they established control over Israel and made Jerusalem its capital. The Hittites' capital city, Hattusa, contained a triangle of 3 major cities. The Phoenicians, Babylos, Tyre, and Sidon, the Phoenician city of Baalbek, became the greatest centers of the polytheistic worship.
These 3 civilizations had very similar governments, all monarchies, which means they were ruled by a king. The Israelites by King David and King Solomon. The Hittites had multiple kings, and the Phoenicians had independent states, but were still ruled by a king for most of their time.
These civilizations also worshipped their own religions. The Israelites followed Judaism, and they influenced other religions like Christianity and Islam. The Hittites were influenced by the Babylonians, and the Phoenicians, their god is Mot, and they practiced a very religious base centered around the god Baal of fertility. And we will be back after this commercial break.
And we're back. My partner here, Ronnie Farkas, is filling in for Ron Don as he succumbed to an illness over the commercial break. Ronnie, take it away.
Each one of these civilizations had their own social structure. First off, the Israelites. They had a king and the priests were their highest social status. People would live in small houses and they would call them nuclear families. Each house was usually connected by other houses that consisted of one family. The Hittites had their governor as the highest status. Priests and merchants were highly regarded. Their lower class were called Herpru. They were considered stateless wanderers, often violent. And Phoenicians divided into 3 upper classes. Upper, middle, lower. Upper included priests, government officials, and landowner. Middle, merchants, craftspeople, farmers. Lower was slaves and servants.
These 3 civilizations had multiple different kinds of writing. Their first form of writing came from history and laws in the 8th century, and these laws were carried out to the Torah and the Christian Old Testament. The Hittites' only form of writing was found in the text of Bukharsky of Hattusa, adopted Babylon cuneiform to their language. The Phoenicians' script is the important base of the alphabet: Arabic, Hebrew, Latin, Greek. There are 22 letters in the Phoenician alphabet. And now we'll be cutting to Jerome Peterson outside the studio.
I'm Jerome Peterson, and they all had famous arts. The Israelites were famous for their creating of the Temple of Solomon. Known artist Bezalel, he was an architect, sculptor, and a designer of many holy items. The Hittites were known for Babylonian-influenced statues and paintings and architecture. Phoenicians had crafts, ivory, glass, terracotta, pottery, and
That's our show. Thank you for watching.
And from everyone here at Channel 00 News, have a great night.
And here are a plethora of pictures that we have discussed and talked about through our show. Again, thank you for watching Channel 00 News.